Hello guys, this is CA Balaji. Today our topic is Rule 37A. Before discussing Rule 37A, let's discuss Section 16 subsection 2 clause C and Section 16 subsection 2 clause D. Basically Section 16 subsection 2 talks about the conditions which need to be fulfilled in order to claim input tax credit, among which we will be discussing two conditions which are relevant to Rule 37A. The first condition is the supplier of goods or services, he has to make actual payment to the government. Whenever he supplies goods or services, he will be collecting GST portion, right? So that GST portion should be paid to the government. The second condition is he has to furnish Form GSTR 3B. Once these two conditions are satisfied by the supplier of goods or services, then the recipient is eligible to take input tax credit. Now, let's discuss Rule 37A. We have discussed the relevant clauses for Rule 37A. Rule 37A talks about reversing of input tax credit in some situations. So, what are the situations? Let's discuss. The supplier of goods or services, he have furnished the outward supplies details in Form GSTR 1 or IFF facility. However, he did not furnish Form GSTR 3B of the same tax period for the same tax period till 30th day of September of the subsequent financial year. The supplier of goods or services, he have furnished the outward supplies details in Form GSTR 1 or he have disclosed the same in IFF facility, but he did not furnish Form GSTR 3B for the same tax period by 30th day of September of subsequent financial year. If this condition is satisfied, then what the recipient of goods or services has to do is, he has to reverse the input tax credit in Form GSTR 3B by 30th of November of subsequent financial year. However, if the recipient of goods or services did not reverse the input tax credit by the said 30th of November, then what the recipient has to do is, he has to pay such ITC which he has to reverse along with interest, which is specified under section 50. So, if we discuss point number 1, 2, 3 and 4 with an example, say for example, I have purchased one equipment and the supplier has furnished the invoice details of the same in Form GSTR 1 or IFF. So, once the supplier has furnished the details in Form GSTR 1 or IFF facility, the same details will be reflected in my Form GSTR 2A or GSTR 2B. So, as the invoice details are available in Form GSTR 2A or GSTR 2B, what I will be doing is I will be taking the input tax credit. However, the supplier did not file Form GSTR 3B for the said tax period. Okay. So, knowing this, what I have done is I have reversed the input tax credit in Form GSTR 3B in the month of November. Subsequent to reversal, the supplier has declared the outward supplies in Form GSTR 3B. Okay. Now, whether I can reclaim whatever the input tax credit I have reversed earlier, the answer is yes. So, once the supplier has filed Form GSTR 3B for the relevant tax period, then if I reverse the input tax credit, then I can reclaim the same. Okay. If the supplier subsequently filed Form GSTR 3B, then the reverse input tax credit can be reclaimed. This is all about Rule 37A, guys. So, hope you have understood Rule 37A. Let's meet with other provisions in the next video. Thank you, guys.